Manga-Waido.
My name is Yuki Takahashi. I'm an SE and I lead a hectic life every day. Good morning, Reika. I better get going.
Hey, have a good day at work.
That's my daughter, Reika. She's a quiet type, but she's a good girl.
Are you going to be late again tonight?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. The usual schedule, huh?
I suppose so. I'm sorry. As you can see, my wife Kanae is very attractive. Way too good for me. She can be a little headstrong at times, but I try to ignore that about her. I met Kanae in high school. We were classmates. She was from a well-to-do family and one of the most popular girls in school. I was totally the opposite. A complete nerd! All I was good at was studying, and I did that constantly. So much so that my classmates called me a bookworm. After high school, we went to a different college. But a few years after graduating, I met her again at a high school alumni party. To my surprise, she recognized me and started talking to me.
Hey, Takahashi, how are you? I heard you joined Waido Systems.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to be the new PR manager there, right? You know what? My company does business with Waido Systems. I heard it's super hard to get that position. I didn't realize you were so smart.
Right, thanks.
Hey, do you have a girlfriend or what? If not, I may want to be a candidate. And besides,
Apparently, she just broke up with a rich guy that she'd been seeing since her college days, but now she's single. She also said she was going out with these rich and handsome guys for so long, and she wanted to go out with someone different. Is she serious? Well, I have to admit, it's not unpleasant. As a matter of fact, I was in heaven! It wasn't long after that when I finally asked her out. It was mostly one-sided. I was totally under her spell.
If I'm being proposed to, I guess my dream has always been that it takes place at an expensive French restaurant. Oh, and the engagement ring can be something inexpensive, but when it comes to the wedding ring, there's one that I had my eye on.
Oh yeah? Okay.
And I sure would like some sort of surprise gift.
You sure got a lot of priorities. Oh well, just have to work overtime a bit more. I started to work my butt off in order to make her happy. Several years later, I was finally able to propose to her and granted all her wishes.
Thanks so much, Yuki. This is what I've always dreamed of.
Oh yeah? I'm so glad that you're happy. Now that I think about it, rather than being happy, a feeling of relief was more like it. After we got married, I continued to work in order to make her happy. I fulfilled all her wishes. As a result, I was perceived as a super hard worker and continued to get promoted, but…
I'm home!
Oh, hey, how was your… did you go out and buy another handbag?
That's right. Pretty nice, huh? This is the latest design.
Didn't you just buy one last month? How many bags do you need?
I couldn't help it. I just had to have it.
We have to think about Reika's future too, you know? We should be saving for her college fund.
Well, that's why you're working every day, right?
Yeah, of course, but we're married. Marriage is a collaborative effort, you know?
Oh, come on. I'm sick of hearing that. If you want a divorce, no problem.
Wait, are you serious?
As a matter of fact, I have the papers ready just in case. Here you go, have a look.
She pulled the divorce papers out and showed it to me. Her signature was already on it. All it needed was mine and we were done. To be honest, I was flabbergasted. Despite the circumstances, the fact remains that I loved Kanae, and I insisted that I didn't want a divorce, but she just snickered. After that, whenever we had an argument, she would flash those divorce papers at me, but I would always relent and try to calm her down. Didn't want this marriage to end. Then one day…
Hey, guess what? I was just headhunted.
Oh yeah? That's great. Kanae has been working as a regular office worker for some time now, but recently she was recruited by a newly established venture business. They offered to double her salary if she would join, but I had my suspicions. After all, she is just an office worker, but she seemed happy and I didn't want to dampen her spirits. But her spendthrift ways continued unabated.
My salary has gone up, so I'm paying this myself, so don't give me that look.
Yeah, well, if that's the case. Actually, I would have preferred that she saved it for Reika. But at least she's not withdrawing anything from our savings account anymore. After about a year, Kanae approached me and said this.
A new apartment complex opened in front of the station. Manwa Tower Residence. Let's move in right away.
Tower? But this apartment we're living in is adequate for our needs. It's plenty nice.
Are you serious? I'm a career woman, for God's sake. I can't be living in this shoddy little apartment. Are you okay living here forever?
Pardon me?
Pardon me? Boy, you really have zero ambitions.
But come on, that place is not cheap. After that, I tried to talk her out of it, to no avail. But all she could see was the tower residence. Eventually, I just gave up and we ended up buying an upper floor of the new apartment complex. Oh boy, now I really have to work hard to keep up the payments. It was right about then that I was called into the office by my boss. I was asked to work on a long-term project down in Kyushu. The company plans to open a new office complex down there, and they needed someone to set up the computer system there. This would be a 6-month project. Of course, by accepting this assignment means I'm on course for a major promotion down the line, so I enthusiastically accepted the assignment. When I got home, I relayed the news to my family.
Oh yeah? Good for you.
I'm going to be gone for 6 months! Doesn't she care? I was a little taken aback by her uncaring attitude.
Dad, just don't work too hard, okay? You're all alone there. If you fall ill or something, we won't be there to look after you. We'll call you now and again, so…
Thanks, Reika. You don't know how much that means to me. I knew I brought my daughter up right. Her kind words were the only thing keeping me going. But once I arrived and got settled, single life wasn't all that bad. Kanae never called, and so I was free from all the verbal abuse. Work was tough, but I got to come home and relax and enjoy myself. It wasn't all that bad. After 6 months, I returned home, having completed all work setting up the system at the new office. But when I entered our home… What the hell is this? What happened to this room? All my stuff was pushed to the corner of the room, and the place was filled with Kanae's expensive clothes and handbags. Even my personal stuff, my plastic models, were nowhere to be found. Kanae, what the hell is this? Where are my plastic models?
Excuse me? That junk? I threw them out a long time ago.
Tell me you're joking. There were some rare items in there. Oh, could you?
Oh yeah? Maybe I should have sold them, huh?
They were my treasures!
Oh yeah. Well, before you start having a fit, the divorce papers are in the living room drawer. Do you want me to get them?
You are unbelievable.
But I guess you don't have the guts to submit them, though.
Okay, if that's what you want.
Huh?
I ignored her and just started packing my stuff.
What are you going to do? Divorce me?
Yeah, that's right. After 6 months, I realized I was much happier without you.
Oh, really? Now you're Mr. Assertive, huh? Dad, can I come with you? What? What did you just say, Reika?
I suppose even my daughter couldn't stand being with her mother. Are you sure? Okay then, get your stuff packed.
You don't have to go with him, Reika. To be honest, I can't stay another minute with you, Mom. I was about to go nuts stuck here with you. Excuse me? Well then, get the hell out of here. I don't give a hoot where you guys go. Even if you come back here crying, I'm not going to let you in. Just don't forget that.
After we got in the car, I showed the divorce papers I took from the living room drawer and showed it to Reika. You probably heard me earlier. I'm thinking of divorcing your mother.
Yeah, Dad, I know. I think you should. You're not happy with Mom.
Are you sure?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry things turned out this way. With that, I went straight to City Hall and successfully submitted the divorce papers. Sure glad it was still open. That night, we went to a hotel and stayed there for the night. So, Reika, why'd you come with me?
Well, Mom was just treating you so badly.
Apparently, for the past 6 months, Kanae had some of her so-called elite friends over on many occasions. She was constantly going out with them and spending money like crazy, even going on vacation trips, leaving Reika all alone at home.
Hey, Mom, are you sure you're okay spending money like this? Dad's down in Kyushu working his tail off for us. Oh, don't worry about Dad. He'll never disobey me. What's life if you can't have fun, right?
Those 6 months living with her mother and seeing the person she was, Reika became totally disenchanted with her and her heartless treatment of me. While growing up, Reika had little affection for her domineering mother, always trying to get her interested in brand clothes and expensive stuff, encouraging her to learn upscale hobbies like piano or ballet. She grew to despise such things. I'm so sorry, Reika. I wasn't there for you. Must have been hell for you.
You did nothing wrong, Dad. It's all Mom's fault. She won't listen to a thing I say. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you would get divorced sooner.
Hearing that, I felt a sense of relief that I finally submitted the papers. The next morning, I sent a message to Kanae telling her that I had submitted the divorce papers and that my lawyer would be in contact with her later in the week. Right away, I got a call from Kanae.
What the hell are you doing? What are you going to do about this tower apartment?
Just put it in your name. I'm not living there anymore.
You really think I can do that? How am I supposed to pay rent?
I thought you were an elite career woman. I'm sure you can pay your own rent.
I can't believe you just went ahead and did this. I'm going to hire a lawyer too, you know.
Do what you gotta do. The following day, our lawyers met to discuss the divorce. But as we met, I noticed that it was just the three of us. Kanae's lawyer was not to be seen. When I asked, she said lawyers were way more expensive than she thought. She seemed more timid than usual. Despite this fact, we started the meeting.
I was just full of myself. I just thought I was better than you and you would obey me. Please come back. If you don't, I won't be able to live in the apartment any longer, so please.
After the past 6 months, I realized I was in a dead-end marriage. I recognized that I was living a phony life. I submitted the divorce papers because I wanted relief from all this. You're just a stranger to me now. I have no intention of taking care of you any further.
No, how could you say that?
Then she started crying, but I felt no remorse. All affection for her had vanished into this air. Because she had spent a large portion of their savings, she would receive nothing. We later learned that she had borrowed a considerable amount from her inheritance and thus been disinherited. As a matter of fact, she owed them money. As for that so-called venture business she was working at, the business sounds all legit and all, but it turned out to be a total fly-by-night operation, swindling elderly customers out of their savings. The owner of the company embezzled all the company funds and disappeared. The business immediately went bankrupt. And as for her getting headhunted, that was all BS. A friend introduced her and she got the job, that's all. Kanae was called back to her parents' place and is apparently working long hours to pay back her debts, under the watchful eyes of her parents. Reika evidently got a call from her.
Come on, Reika. Please, live with your mom again, like we used to. You'd be much better off living with your mom.
Oh, yeah, right. You probably want me to work some bars so I can support your lifestyle. You really expect me to go back to you?
I would never do such an awful thing.
I'm not so sure about that. But anyways, I have no reason to live with you. I'd rather be with Dad. See you around, Mom.
With that, she hung up. I was shocked but happy in a way. Reika grew up to be a pretty strong-willed woman herself. As for me, the 6-month stint in Kyushu and the successful implementation of the computer system in the new office was regarded highly by company, and I was promoted to area manager. My daughter and I live in a modest apartment downtown.
Congratulations on your promotion, Dad.
Thanks, Reika. Wow, what a feast! You prepared all this?
You bet. Made a cake, too.
That sure is impressive. I can't wait to dig in. Reika seemed way more bright and more energetic now. She even does the house chores and cooks. She's become indispensable.
I'll support you from now on, Dad. It's just the two of us now.
You got that right. I'm going to work my tail off. I may even become president of the company someday.
Dad, just don't overdo it too much.
Yeah, right. All I thought of was work all these years. Now I'm going to make my daughter my top priority. Maybe I'll take her shopping this weekend. With that in mind, I savored the delicious meal that my daughter had prepared for me.